Let's do this!
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be back at a New West Progressives event. Change is coming. Change is coming in 2026, and I am very happy to be here today to introduce the next mayor of New Westminster. We already have a great team of councillors and school trustees, and I'd like to acknowledge them again. Danielle Connolly and Kathleen Carlson at School Board. Daniel Fontaine, who I'm sure is here somewhere, and Paul Minhas at Council. In 2018, the first year we ran candidates, we elected one school trustee, Danielle. In 2022, we elected 2 councillors, and ultimately, a little dance there, Ken. And we ultimately elected 2 school trustees, Danielle and Kathleen. Well, in 2026, we are going to do much better. We're going to elect a majority to council. We're going to elect a majority to school board. And most importantly, we're going to elect a mayor. I am very excited to be here today to introduce to you our 2026 mayoral candidate who has my full and enthusiastic support. Our candidate understands things that are very dear to my heart. Our candidate understands that actively engaging with the citizens and the residents of New Westminster is more than just a clunky city-run website. It's attending town council, city hall, they're wonderful coffee meetings that Paul and Daniel host. It's attending residents association meetings. It's attending Chamber of Commerce meetings. It's being at all of the festivals. It's getting into the community and it's meeting you, the residents, the voters, the people who matter. Our mayoral candidate understands that population densification cannot happen without amenities. We can't just wedge another 40,000 people into the city in the next 20 years unless we have more schools, more community centers, better transportation infrastructure, and adequate parks and recreational activities, including playing surfaces, fields, courts, rinks, you name them. Our mayoral candidate understands that safety in the downtown core, here, right here where we are now, matters to all of us. And our mayoral candidate understands the taxpayers of New Westminster are entitled to get value from their hard-earned tax dollars. Our mayoral candidate has a ton of fantastic experience, and I'm guessing if you don't already know what it is, you will know by the time I get through this list. He sits on our city council and is, as far as I can see, the most visible city councillor in Metro Vancouver. You know, but if you don't know yet, I'm going to tell you this. Our mayoral candidate is currently the acting mayor of New Westminster. And if I do say so, he's doing one hell of a job practicing for his next job right now is what he's doing. He served as chief of staff to a city mayor. And very importantly to me, he has served youth hockey, both locally with New Westminster Hockey and nationally on the board of Hockey Canada. And if you think our city is a mess, try Hockey Canada. Our mayoral candidate has the ideas, the passion, and the experience to be a great mayor and to win this election. Friends, the next mayor of New Westminster, Daniel Fontaine.
a turnout. Thank you so much. Put your hands together. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. What an amazing turnout tonight. I'm so honored that you've all, and so many of you, have taken the time to be here tonight. When I was walking up, I couldn't believe that not only was there a lineup outside, but right up 8th Street, which was phenomenal. So thank you guys all for being here tonight. But before I go too far into my remarks, I do want to take just a quick moment. I know they've all been introduced, but I would like to say just a quick recognition. I want to thank and recognize my caucus colleagues, and you can put your hands together at the end. I'm going to rattle them all off, but Councillor Paul Minhas, school trustees Daniel Connolly, Kathleen Carlson. I want to recognize Karima Badwani, our president. Chief Larrabee was here tonight, and I also want to thank Belle Puri for being here. And I never thought I'd be on stage with Belle Puri, because usually, this is awesome, because usually Belle Puri is like interviewing folks like me and keeping us accountable, and she told me she will continue to keep me accountable moving forward. So thank you so much. And a big thank you to the birthday boy. We didn't sing happy birthday yet, but Ken's birthday today, so I said, what kind of a great day for a birthday. So as I look out at all of you, I can't help but look back to 2017, when I was sitting around my kitchen table on Regina Street, and a few other concerned citizens. We got together. We started writing what would eventually become the bylaws and the Constitution for a new progressive municipal movement known as the NWP. We rallied our neighbors, we brought people together, and not through partisanship, but through shared values and hard work. NDP, liberal, green, conservative, it didn't matter, and it still doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you're from. We've had an open door because the NWP has always been and always will be New Westminster first. We believe then and still believe today that elected officials at City Hall and the school board should be free of influence from provincial and federal politics and the politicians that are attached to them. Your mayor, your councillors, your school trustees should always have the right to speak out and not fear reprisals from their political masters in Ottawa or Victoria. Our NWP values were and still are collaboration, transparency, respect for taxpayers, and prosperity for all. And tonight I'm proud to say the 2025 version of the NWP hasn't wavered. Through 2 elections and a by-election, we've doubled down on nonpartisanship, on listening, not lecturing, and we've doubled down on respecting taxpayers, not just at this City Hall, but at Metro Vancouver too. And since those early days, more and more people have joined our little movement. I mean, just look around you tonight. Look at this crowd. What an amazing crowd. All I can tell you is this is evidence tonight that change is coming and change can't happen soon enough. As was noted earlier, in our first election in 2018, Danielle Connolly did her first breakthrough. She got elected to the school board. Congratulations, Danielle. She's still there, doing a great job. In 2022, we did another breakthrough where Paul and I made it onto council, which was awesome, and we've been working for you. And amazingly, notwithstanding the pundits and the folks who said we couldn't do it, we couldn't beat the machines, we were the underdogs, in 2024, Kathleen Carlson beat the machine, we beat the machine, and she became a school trustee. So tonight, 1 year approximately from the start of the municipal election, and with an established team of trustees and councillors, I am here to say the NWP is ready to lead this great city, and it's ready to lead the school board. We We are ready, folks, to break what is, I believe, at least a 50-year run of one-party rule in this city. And I'm here to say tonight, so you all can hear me clearly, I'm here, I'm running, and I want to be your next mayor. We've come a long way since 2017, but we are ready now as a team, and I reflect on those early days because I find myself actually thinking tonight in particular about my parents and the values that they taught me. You know, when I grew up, my parents taught me the respect of hard work and how to manage tight budgets. And we didn't come from wealth. We had quite the contrary. My dad was a crane operator. He's retired now, but my dad was a very proud member of the International Union of Operating Engineers. I grew up in the Union House. And you can clap if you want. Very proud of that. And my dad, what he did as a crane operator is he built roads. He built sewers, critical infrastructure across Western Canada, the stuff that we use every day that you don't see. And my mom, well, my mom stayed at home most of the time. But there were times when we were tight for cash and my mom went to work. And she did that to make sure that not only did we have food on the table, but to make sure that her 3 boys also had just that little bit extra joys in life. I want to say a huge thanks tonight and recognize everything that my mom and dad have done for me to help me be who I am today. Thanks, Mom. And you know, that's the kind of mayor I want to be. I want to get back to basics. I want us to focus on repairing neglected infrastructure and make sure that we have those public amenities we heard of earlier. And I want to make sure that when you live in the second most dense city in Canada, that it's livable once again. And I will lead a team that works hard to ensure that every family has a little bit more time and hopefully a little bit more money left in their jeans to enjoy the simple pleasures of living in this beautiful city. You know, I was born in southern Manitoba in a very large, I won't tell you how large, but it was a very large Métis family. And I moved here in 1989. And 25 years ago, my wife Andrea and I chose New Westminster as our home. And we raised my son, who I believe is here somewhere, and I know Andrew's here too, but I want to take a moment to recognize them, because when you're in politics and you're at the front here, there's a lot of people behind you that sometimes don't get the attention and the recognition. So I want to take a moment to recognize both of them. I wouldn't be here on stage, I wouldn't be a city councillor without them and their 100% support. Thank you both for everything. I don't know where you are, but thank you both. They're somewhere over here. Thank you both. First of all, thank you very much. Oh, there. She's amazing. Great kid too. They're both amazing. And I want to thank them both for keeping me grounded and reminding me that no matter how much politics I do, and they'll both attest to the fact that I do a lot of politics, they still remind me and they keep me grounded when I get home that I have to empty the dishwasher and take out the trash, even as mayor. Speaking of our family, I just want to be so clear about this. We love this city, just like all of you. We love New Westminster. We love that we're in the heart of this incredible region. We love walking to the shops. We love running into people we know everywhere we go. We love the Fraser River. We love the heritage buildings. And most of all, we love the people that are here. But you know what? As we lived here over time, we noticed that infrastructure wasn't keeping up to pace, that there were no new pools. Playgrounds fell behind. Ice rinks and community centers didn't keep up. Small business owners, many of whom are here tonight, have been the victims of crime, and they've been impacted by public disorder and are struggling to keep their doors open. And as a hockey dad, I watched how a city this size, with only 2 ice sheets, meant 5 a.m. practices, and some very tired kids. And I will also attest some very tired parents, and I have the bags to prove it. We also noticed as a family that Queensborough was underserved, that sidewalks were crumbling and roads were getting a lot bumpier. Parks under-maintained, And increasingly, those parks have been under attack as recently as the last few months, where the kids and the children living in our downtown couldn't play at Pier Park because it was vandalized, and the park had to be closed. And in my 3 years on council, under a community first majority, things have not been getting better. They've been getting worse. And especially when it comes to things like public safety and cleanliness on our streets. After more than 50 years of one-party rule, I'm here unfortunately to report to you that things are on the wrong track. This mayor, his caucus colleagues, and his ruling party have become so comfortable, they simply take you for granted. I'm here to say tonight, they don't need to be rewarded with another 4 years. They've already had enough decades in power. You're telling me, New Westies are telling me, and I'm hearing it loud and clear, New Westminster needs change, New Westminster wants change, and that is what we will deliver for them in October 2026. You know, I firmly believe, and so does our team, that it's time to get back to basics, and City Hall needs to know what lane it's in, and it needs to stay in it. We need a municipal government focused on core services like planning and delivering real results. The public is telling me we need less managers managing managers who are managing consultants. Let me repeat that for you. We need less managers managing managers who are managing consultants. What the public is telling me is they want more bylaw officers, they want more people cleaning the streets, they want more park rangers, they want people who are actually delivering public services. And it's my balanced approach, it's our balanced approach to managing City Hall that has earned me and earned us tonight the support of some incredible people. And I can't go through everyone tonight. You'll hear about them more in the coming weeks. But I do want to point out two of them because I think it captures who the NWP is. I want to first recognize Nancy Jickles. And Nancy Jickles is the former officer for CUPE Local 387. She worked tirelessly in her career, and unfortunately she's too ill to be here tonight, but she worked tirelessly representing workers at City Hall. Nancy Jickles has endorsed me and has endorsed the NWP tonight. It's also that balanced approach that has resulted in Jen Mackey being here. I think Jennifer Mackey's here somewhere. I can't see. All I see is there she is in the back. Jennifer Mackey. She's the owner of Kelly O'Brien's. The after party is happening at Kelly O'Brien's, by the way. Thank you, Jen. Jen Mackey's here tonight, and she is a leader in the business community in this city. She does an incredible job. She's been working on the BIA board. She's worked with the Chamber of Commerce. She works tirelessly to try to drive jobs and keep economic development here in the downtown. Jen Mackey is here. She's endorsed me. She's endorsed the NWP. She wants an NWP majority in October 2026. So you can see that's why our NWP coalition has been so successful, because whether you're a union member, or whether you're a small business owner, or whether you are a student or you are a senior, I'm here to tell you tonight that our team has your back. You know, everywhere I go in this community, and I'm going to call it the Royal City because I think I'm still allowed to do that. I'm not going to be allowed. This will always be the Royal City to me, and as your mayor, I will have no problem calling it the Royal City. Everywhere I go in this Royal City, I hear the same common refrain, and I'm sure you might have said it yourself, or you might have heard somebody say it. Has anyone, raise your hand if you're, New West has so much potential. Anybody heard that? Yeah, put your hands together. So much potential, and it's true. But you know what, folks? Potential without action, potential without passion, and without respect for taxpayers is absolutely meaningless. Look at it. We have 5 SkyTrain stations. We're 30 minutes from absolutely everywhere in this region on a not bad traffic day. In general, we're about 30 minutes away. And the better thing is, everyone's pretty much 30 minutes from us. We should be booming. We should have one of the lowest property tax rates, not the second to West Vancouver, who's the only city that has higher tax rate than New Westminster. We should have the most patios per capita rather than streets that people are afraid to walk on or sit on a patio at night. We've got an amazing waterfront, incredible heritage building, a diverse, hardworking community, and I want to be clear about this. We have a beautiful, rich story and history in this city, and that story needs to be told. And yet, under Community First, we keep falling behind, yet you keep paying more. In fact, if you haven't checked your tax bill, it looks like Community First is going to be hiking up property taxes in this term alone by 30%. 30% this year, this term alone. If you look at your utility rates, as far as the eye can see, 3 to 4 times the rate of inflation. Unsustainable. And that's why we need to get the costs under control at City Hall. And like the families like you, thank you, if you want to clap, get those costs under control. And like the families who live here and all of you who pay the bills, City Hall also needs to live within its means. And on that note, I'm pleased to announce that tonight I'll be launching a series of neighborhood listening sessions, which I've called City Matters, to build our campaign platform from the bottom up, just like it should be. Because you know, I've heard far too often from many of the folks who are in this room and beyond that when it comes to City Hall, residents feel like they've been shut out. Consultation is a checkbox, engagement is performative, and decisions are made behind closed doors by a select few who think they know best. You know what they call that? The father's knows best attitude, and it's about to end. Your NWP team wants to listen, and we know you want to be heard, and that's my commitment to you. So our plan will reflect your priorities, and I can't wait to get started. And let me be clear about this point. The reforms we are going to be proposing will not just stop at City Hall. If I'm elected, we'll take this fight all the way to the Board of Metro Vancouver, where they need some reforms. That's because New West taxpayers are paying the price for secret spending, luxury trips, wastewater plant that has gone 500% over budget. For heaven's sakes, some of the Metro Board members are earning nearly $400,000 per year. More than the Premier, more than any cabinet minister, and almost as much as Prime Minister Carney. It's out of touch, it's unacceptable. We need Metro Vancouver to work, but not like this. So in closing, I guarantee, as your mayor, I'll keep the pressure on until Metro Vancouver respects taxpayers again. In the coming months, your NWP board, the number of you have asked me tonight, I'm pleased to announce, will be running for the first time a full slate of 14 candidates in the next election. And New West voters are going to have a clear choice. You can continue on one hand to support a party that's effectively had one party rule for 50 years, a political party wrapped in ideology, a party that you have to join a federal and provincial party in order just to run with them as a municipal party. Makes no sense. A party that I just said was set to raise your property taxes nearly 30% in this term alone. A party that wastes nearly $1 million on rebranding, getting rid of this thing, mushroom walls, insect hotels, it goes on and on and on. Incredible. Yeah, you gotta check the Insect Hotel at Queen's Park because you paid for it. It's beautiful. I heard it had a high occupancy rate last weekend, so it was great. Or folks, that's the one side, or you're gonna have another option. You can vote for Daniel Fontaine and the NWP team. We're a grassroots movement, a team of community leaders who respect your time, your voice, and your tax dollars. We're a nonpartisan team. We're ready to revitalize the downtown. We want to grow our economy, and we want to serve all residents, regardless of who they voted for. We're a team that supports secure care and a renewed focus on more treatment services and getting people off drugs. Because compassion means helping people get better, not just handing them a clean pipe and walking away. This campaign, folks, is about community, not ideology. It's about serving everyone, left, right, somewhere in between. So tonight, I ask for your support. Let's campaign together. Let's restore respect for taxpayers at City Hall and at Metro Vancouver. Let's get back to delivering for people. Let's end the era where City Hall reflects the priorities of a select few, and let's build a city that reflects the needs, the wants, and the dreams of every neighborhood. New West is ready for change. The NWP is ready to lead. Let's move New Westminster forward together. Let's do this!